goes on.
All right, here we go. Ashcoop versus Ethiqa. All right. Ooh, good straight right out the bat. Ooh, good punches coming in at the start. Ashcoop's hurt. Dang.
Yeah, if you guys could take over the commentary for a second, I'm going to try to
bro.
get a quick substitute in.
I got you, bro. Go ahead and take care of your thing, bro. So,
Super.
you know what I'm saying? This is the Super NATO right here. You know what I'm saying? The commentary team that gives you the mostest with the hostess. And round number 1, Ty NATO, man. You know you know how we do this, bro. It's the discovery round, right?
Yeah.
And Ethiqa and Ashcoop have fought. Yeah. They're no strangers to this format, man. So as we heard, Ashcoop trying to make it into the top 16, so we expect him to fight and give it its all. But you know, Ethiqa is standing in his way. How are you feeling about this fight?
It's a pretty entertaining one so far. Some pretty heavy hands been throwing at the start of it.
Yeah, I like the speed. I like the patience. You know what I'm saying? Good movement from Ashcoop. We always like to see him make use of that room space. So a lot of folks watching right now, I'm going to get a better Discord link for y'all. Discord's acting sedity. But if you guys go ahead and search Discord and just search RIngsideVR, the channel has, ooh, dang, nice left by Ethiqa. The channel is a public Discord, so just search RIngsideVR for the link there, and I'll get a link for you guys. Thank you for letting me know that link that I've been spamming hasn't been working. But yeah, Ethiqa, I'm pretty impressed. Ethiqa's keeping patient, waiting for those 1-2s, looking for that counter hit, not overextending, and using good head movement, circling around and finding his shots. Ashcoop, on the other hand, you know, he's keeping it tight. He's not overcommitting, right? So even though he's getting tagged, it's not the worst thing in the world. And they both tightened up their game quite a lot.
Yeah, if I was Ashcoop right now, I'd work more with the range because of that height advantage.
Yeah.
But he's not working with it, and Ethiqa is able to go right on the inside.
And what's interesting here too is, like, you know, Ethiqa is being very patient, right? He's comfortable outside. He looks a lot of comfortability in his defense, but also he's making some very interesting advancing moves, right? That's forcing Ashcoop to fight at a shorter range than he normally would want to, right? Ashcoop trying to take advantage of that reach. You saw there with them big swings, but Ethiqa just in and out, real patient. I like what I'm seeing here.
Yeah. Which ones are they? Is there a room scale fighter in there?
They're both room scale, I do believe, right? I mean, the way they're moving right now, I do not believe that they're using stick motion. And for those who watch,
they're both room scale fighters.
Both room scale. It did look like. So yeah, for those who watching right now, in this game, there's 2 control styles that you can kind of fight within. You can either just use the controller's joystick movement, right? That, you know, you're kind of used to in a fight night or any other thing, or you can use room scale where you use your whole body, right? Of course, one demands more play space. Both can exist at the same time, so it's very interesting when we see these matchups. But when you see a room scale fighter, you can tell because their character model is moving and grooving, as we saw from both of these fighters, and it does give you a nice advantage to be able to make use of boxing footwork, whereas with the stick, you're kind of floating at an even pace, right? Though you do have a little bit of movement, though. You know, some people getting really creative with that.
I easily prefer room scale because my favorite move whenever I'm out trying to outbox someone is I love to sidestep jab, and I can't do that with stationary. I use a lot of footwork whenever I use room scale.
Yeah, well,
now I do.
That it's been very it's been a very interesting thing. One Good West, shout out to one prominent YouTuber here. He's been on the channel. He always likes to fight in the mid range, right? L stepping out, using that jab, trying to win on points, and really trying to keep you at bay. Here in the Discord, Doom, aka Valentin, one of our EU boxers and coaches here, also makes great use of the jab, stepping to the outside. So it's a really good, especially in V4, right? You're not overcommitting. You're always stepping backwards and stepping out of the range, reducing damage on yourself. It's not a bad strategy, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, it's also really good to get to create different angles. Yeah, I love creating different angles whenever I'm using room scale. Even with a small space, like I typically have to use a small space because that's all I have to work with. But Yeah, it's pretty much what I love to do whenever I use room scale. Is just use my footwork. If I go up against a bigger fighter like 6 foot plus, then I then I'll use a little bit of a peekaboo kind of style, you know.
Got to keep it active. And just like these two boxers here keeping it active, Ethiqa with a bit of a jousting kind of fencing style, keeping defensive. I mean, this man is really just like really trying to get Ashcoop to step in across the void, right? Get that advance. And one thing you guys got to know about this damage system is if you're moving forward or moving in the direction of the punch when you receive it, right? This is going to be something that's going to increase the damage on your character, right? So for those of you guys who are new, we're just going to break it down real quick. In this game, there are weak zones on the character's model, right? The nose, the chin, the eyebrow, the temple, solar plexus, and liver, right? You get a flat 40% damage to whatever punch you're throwing, right? If they are moving in the direction of that punch and it hits a weak spot, oh, you're going to get that ugly face. You're going to get rocked. You're going to hear the virtual crowd react to the punches, right? Hopefully you guys can hear that on the screen. And so you got to be really careful with trying to be aggressive, right? And then on top of that, there's another damage modifier. If you throw more than 4 punches, the game is calling you a spammer. Back off. You're just going to be labeled as weak, right? Just for that moment, right? So you got to really be careful, not throw flurries and just go ham, because you could get that counter hit and it's lights out from that point on. But shout out, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everyone. Shout out to you, Mary. I see you out there. You know what I'm saying? She's I still feel like I'm not doing as much damage as I should be, but for sure getting better than before. Join the Discord, Mary. We'll get you right. Rocky montage. Put it on the track. Put on the tapes, right? These two boxes right here are a prime example of it, man. You keep playing, you keep fighting, you join one of the gyms here in the Discord, you're gonna get better. Hey, Braylon,
Yeah.
shout out. Hey, Braylon, DM me, Super M. I'm gonna type it in here in the chat. You know what I'm saying? We got to talk, bro. We got to get you in on one of these exhibitions.
Hey, stop it.
Hey, by the way, have you got my accepted my editor application yet?
I will be looking at that this week. So we've got Valentin and we've got Spooky helping out the editing, and I really need to figure out what type of editing everyone's going to be involved in, and got to see where they fit into the grand scheme of things. So, ladies and gentlemen, in the Discord, we got a bunch of talented people. We got everyone from DJs to editors to, you know what I'm saying, producers, right? And a lot of folks help the production go along. So, and we got our wonderful ref team too. Shout out to the ref team, not only policing, but also creating events, you know? So you guys, it's a lot of fun everywhere. Killian, appreciate you sharing the live. And so Mystic says VR fights before GTA 6 is crazy. It is crazy, bro. Like this is kind of wild. And GTA 6 right around the corner, so dang, we ain't gonna be able to make that joke anymore like that. But right now, same thing with kids, right? Right now we back at it, round number 3. After seeing a lot of this action, right, Tynado, how you figure? It's been close to me, but I'm just on style points and vibes. I got Ethiqa up, but what about you? How do you feeling about this?
I think I got Ethiqa too, because he's really been getting right on the inside, and Ethiqa is really not doing well on keeping him at his own range. Yeah, Ethiqa's really just getting past all those heavy hands and just going in with his own stuff like boom.
Yeah, Ethiqa's been looking really sharp. Ashcoop still trying to figure it out. And what's interesting is too is like because the connection feels so good, I'm pretty confident in what we're seeing, but you never know. Ashcoop could be dropping bombs. We would know a little bit, but you know, the damage is really gonna play out here. And I think it's gonna be very close. Shout out to Chris. Do I need a Quest 2 or 3 to play this? Yeah, I would say both are good. Quest 3's better for sure. This game really was made for Quest 3, but anyone should work just fine. $9.99 on the Quest store, out on early access. Thrill of the Fight 2. All right, Braylon, appreciate it, bro. I'm gonna definitely hit you up after the cast today. So we back at it, round number 3, the third and final round in this 3-minute round format for everybody tuning in. We've got Ethiqa in the red shorts, Ashcoop in the black. Both of them pretty even right now. Trying to avoid the tangle up. But Ashcoop, I think maybe trailing just a little bit far behind, just getting caught with counter shots, just like right there. Ethiqa returning fire every time Ashcoop comes in to deliver some damage and really keeping himself up on the cards, I think just barely. And he's really not trying to take too many risks, right? Which is a fair statement. Try to win on points, man. Not a lot of people take that approach, and if you can do it, you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, good right hand from Ashcoop. Gave Ethiqa that ugly face.
Ooh, yeah. That's a really significant shot from Ashcoop right there, and he really needs as much damage as he can, trying to at least take one of the rounds convincingly.
Yeah, Ethiqa's been kind of just dominating him this whole. Actually, I wouldn't say dominating, but you know, putting the pressure on. You know.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, and it's been a very competitive match. Between both boxers, Ashcoop still. Oh, a little bit of a slowdown. Hold up. This man hurt his shoulder. Oh, no. You hate to see that happen. The shoulder injury coming in, and Ethiqa being a good sport. Ashcoop, let's just play it out. And this is the great part about this game for those who, some people asked earlier, like, is this better than Undisputed? I mean, in Undisputed, will you see one of the boxers hurt their shoulder if they overextend a little bit? No, this is real fake boxing right here, ladies and gentlemen. Throwing the ghost hands from VR lands right now, you know what I mean? And the third round comes to a close. Chat, make some noise. That was a pretty good fight from both of them. Let's see who's going to win this one. Oh, that shoulder's giving.
Dang. The shoulder.
Oh,
And that
red
shoulder
corner
was not
takes it.
sacrificed in vain.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
I thought Ethiqa took that match.
I did too. It was looking good. So we were right about the first round. Ethiqa did take that convincingly, but man, Ashcoop, and I was wondering in the second round if what we were seeing was true. That's why I said just on vibes, right? I thought Ethiqa had it because he had some good counter, but right now I think the damage is going to tell us all that we need to know, because it's really splitting hairs here. So a very tentative match, right? Low damage coming in, but Ethiqa barely losing it on both of those matches. So he was looking good, but it was Ashcoop being the aggressor of the two, just keeping it going, pulling that win out. And with the shoulder injury at the end, we're going to lock in with the homies here in a bit, but you know that had to hurt you mans a lot. So I'm going to lock in with the chat because I saw some really good questions here. So one question coming in from the chat, Brady says, how is the winner decided? So if we go back, the winner is decided. The game keeps track of every punch that you throw, right? The game is scoring the rounds based on damage that you've done, right? So that's one thing. And then they're scoring the rounds based on knockdowns, right? And so based off how well you do, right, following boxing rules, that's how the game is scored. We on the commentary side have our own opinions. We keep it spicy, right? But it is the game that does that final decision. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Moore says, how do I box on here? Great question, my boy. Just join the Discord. We are full tonight, so tonight's 30 boxers have been selected, but every Sunday we do this for the general public to come on in, join the Discord, talk to one of our refs. They'll get you set up. You know, anybody can come in. There's no restriction. But before I get too yippy yappy, let's go ahead and holla at the homies real quick. First off, I want to talk to Ethiqa first, because I got some questions for Ashcoop. Ethiqa, where you at, bro?
Right here.
All right, Ethiqa, right? Man, the style switch up was great. I like how you look better and better every week over week. You had kind of like a wait and see counter punching vibe. You know, you're trying to use the room space to your advantage. And it looked to be working for you in round number 1, for real though. But round number 2 is just like just a touch out of scope with the damage, man. How are you feeling about your performance, and what would you change for next week?
Honestly, I think I just got to work on getting in range more.
Yeah.
It was partly more because of my range that my punches didn't do as much damage. But honestly, he's a great fighter. I can't deny that.
Yeah.
He did a lot of damage on me, but honestly, about the damage, I feel like you should do more damage at the end of your punches instead of going through your opponent. It's kind of like weird, but
yeah.
I mean, kind of excuses for me, but
I mean, it's not really excuses. It's just an observation, right? And I think a lot of people would agree the game is still being developed. So for you guys who don't know what Ethiqa is talking about, so if you snap a jab out and just kind of snap it at the end to kind of get that punch here on the opponent, you're not going to do as much damage as if you follow through with the jab and push through them, right? Punch the person behind them. So the penetration of the punch also adds to the damage, right? So a lot of people's instinct is to kind of pepper you with a jab, just keeping you on the extension of that fist. But you really got to punch through, especially with the power punches. And remember, keep your wrist straight, because if the game detects that wrist being limp or moved, it's going to reduce the damage. But a good observation as we go, you know what I'm saying? And the devs do listen to the community. So I wouldn't call that an excuse, more than observation, man. I appreciate you for coming through. And let's go ahead and talk to Ashcoop. Big Coop, where you at, bro?
Man, I'm right here.
Look,
I'm just like,
how's that shoulder doing? First of all, bro, how's that shoulder doing?
Yeah, nah. So I walked in this morning, I was like, you know what? Today's gonna be a good day. I went to church. I was doing all right, stretching. Boom. Suddenly, I realized, oh shit, my shoulder's fucked up. Right. So, had to go do something. But then I heard it's gym versus gym today. And I was like, damn, I really got to do something for my gym, because I'm not going to lie, they're kind of butt. So I joined up Kron's gym down 2. I had to go clutch up, beat up Mist, as I always do. Ooh. And I won, but then I lost in the end because I couldn't really continue. But I was like, you know what? Fuck that shit. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to sign up. I'm going to put some ice on it. I'm not going to be a bitch, right? Because Mr. Red called me a quitter. Fuck you, Mr. Red, by the way. Ooh. Love to face you, though. Anyways.
Ooh, the call outs left and right. Bang, 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 right? Man down.
Dang.
I went in. I had to go ahead and go fight Ethiqa. Greatest opponent I've ever faced that I've won against, all right? Obviously, whoever I lost to, that has to go to someone. But Ethiqa was like a really good fighter, because I realized, damn, I can't brawl with this guy, right? So I realized, damn, I actually got to use my jab and use my range. And I did that for the last 2 rounds. Obviously, that worked out. Very close, fairly close. And it worked perfectly in my behalf. Yes, I was running at the end of the round because he started swarming me. I was like, nah, bro, you know what? I won that shit. I'm not trying to lose, okay? Credits to Ethiqa. He's great. He could beat many of the people that I faced. And I wish him the best of luck into getting into the top 16. But you know what? Fuck that bullshit, all right? I'm going to be real with y'all, okay? Let me be honest. I deserve that spot. I just fucked this guy up with a bad shoulder. No shade to you, Ethiqa. But, I fucked this guy up with a bad shoulder. Bro, give me anybody. I'm tired of being disrespected. You know what? Fuck this. Kainado, I want you, all right? Because I'm tired.
This is the second time Kainedo's been called out.
Yes,
this is the second time.
I'm tired of
There's 2 people that want to fight me. Come on.
All right. All right, look, I appreciate it, bro. Look, Ashcoop, ladies and gentlemen, if you think he should challenge his top 16, jump in the chat and let me know.